This is 3D. I've dedicated uh, a lot of energy to finding a semi-stable way of recording tilt brush in 3 dimensions, and I'm very proud of this. If you look, you see the grid. I put this here because without some sort of a depth reference, you aren't able to make out the 3 dimensions of things being closer and further away. So I put me inside a grid. This right here is the ceiling and the floor. So it gives reference to you're equal to me. You're literally seeing through my eyes in this room, right? Watch out for the ceiling fan. I learned that yesterday. And celebrations, and I'm so excited. I'm going to draw something we all love and what most people start with, and that's a lightsaber. So we're just going to do a little tutorial today. I'm going to start with the mat hole. I want to make the, what's it called? The hilt, the handle part of it. I'm going to start with that. Now I'm going by memory. I don't remember much, but hopefully it'll be close enough. Let's see. Let's start with a guide. I'm going to go with a capsule. That's the only challenge with this grid is it tries to grab it all the time. So if you ever try this too, make sure you use the pin. Okay, so let's see. This should be, if I had a handle, I'm assuming this sword's going to be pretty big. So let's see. I'll shrink it down like that. And then it's probably about lightsaber handly, right? Okay. Go with that guy. And what I'm going for is kind of that steel pipe base. So using the hull brush, which there's several of them to choose from, I'm going to go to a, I want to go back to white, but to make sure I get right there, the quickest trick is to raise all the way up to white, click this to the 3-dimensional view, and then back to this one, and then you're all shades of white. And I just want to make this guy like a nice silvery color, but just a tint of blue, a little bit of blue, like that. So it's kind of like a steel. And then I'm going to draw around this guy. Now, the whole brushes are neat because they fill in. Oh, I have that pretty high. And drop this down a little bit. They fill in everything in between everything. So all I have to draw is the outsides and follow this line here carefully. And I get a little tube pipe thing that actually is pretty symmetrical. And I can leave the, there we go, it's 2 parts. I can leave the capsule there to draw other things on top of it to make sure they are lined up. And if I remember right, there were little, they kind of look like heat sinks on the back of here. They were little rectangles. And I'm going to make some of those. Grab this guy. Now, those are pretty easy. The grids are great to use. I'm still learning how to use them. But just make the element you want. And if you grab outside the grid, you can move. Grab inside. Oop, come on. Grab inside, and you can scale the whole thing, usually. But that's all right. If you can't today, let's go. All right, so let's see. These guys are... I'm starting to regret this. I'm really starting to regret this. There we go. All right. So what I really want to do is just make sure this is the size I want. And then I'm going to use another hole brush. We'll go shorter here. Come on. Yeah, I'm really regretting this. Just go. There we go. This I'll have to figure out. What it's because it's inside. It's always wanting to grab the grid. So that kind of gets old after a little while. But I do this for perspective. If I grab the hole brush, let's go with the matte hole, and pop this up a little bit. And I'm going to go with black because they were black. And turn the straight edge on to make sure I'm straight. They were bigger than that. Let's go with, let's go a little longer here. Something like that. All right. Start in the middle, right down. All right. Got this guy. get rid of that thing. Come on. There we go. All right, so I'm just going to sink that in there, line it up the way I want to, and then it's kind of the first of those heat sinks. Just like that. Copy it. And I'm going to go to the opposite side because I want to line my guys up a little bit. And it seems like I sunk it in about halfway. That's not bad. All right. And then we'll select that, copy it. Now go to the quarter. Same thing. Try to line them up down here. Get about a quarter of the way through. And that's probably about good. Not bad. All right. Oh, come on. There we go. All right, see the same thing with this guy, about quarter. Line it up. Keep that point a little bit. Not bad. That looks cool. Now it is a little short, but that's okay. Now he had a little button here and kind of a slide mechanism, right? So let's go with, let's keep that same thing. You know, actually, I'm going to draw one more of these. Put it up here. There. And then that one had kind of like little, similar to that. Let's go back to this color right here. Sample that. Can you sample it with, don't do that. There you go. Sample that color. I'm going to draw straight lines. I think there were 3 of them on here. Oops. Let's see, get this guy a little bigger. All right. Like that. One, two. And if anybody watches this, let me know. I'm curious when I get too close to the camera or if I'm too far away. I'm watching this too, but the comfort side, you know, in terms of, I don't need you, get out of there. How comfortable this is when I'm swinging stuff around. Do I need to spin my arms all the way out here or up close? I'm going to put a button on here just because I think it needs some color. Let's go with just a little, what are we going to go with? I'm going to make a spiral, and I'll make it red. Let's make it out of paper. You know, these spirals really come in handy. Get a little darker there. If you leave the straight edge on, I'm sure you've seen by now the little tricks to make the spheres, etc., etc. Oops, undo. All right, I'm gonna make this really big. Oh no, opposite. Make it really, 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 really small. There we go. Little button in here. Kind of learning things as I go here. Well, it's not much of a button, but at least it kind of looks like one. All right, then next up, I'm going to turn the grids off for now, the guides. That way that other one's not bothering us. By now you've kind of seen the 3D, I think. At the end of this is a, what was it? He had kind of a pin sticking out and then like a dish, a cup right there. So let's make something like that. Same color. Let's go with a different brush here. How about a wire brush? And let's make it kind of a, go back to this color, and we'll make it a little more gold, actually. Keep it that same, like a copper color, maybe. There you go, something like that, and then darken it a bit. All right. just to give it a little bit of different texture. And then using that guy, start in the middle, come out a little bit. There we go, getting away from my sensor a little too much. No, that's weird. All right, let's get another, let's lighten that a bit. There we go. Try it that way. No, strange. All right, let's go back to this color. We'll just keep it. All right, here we go. And I don't really like I don't know why I was on that brush. I wanted to go to wire anyway. So let's get this right here. I like that it is this direction. Like that. That's not bad. All right, and then we'll make that little kind of a dish. It's almost like that focuses the light to shoot it on the lightsaber. Let's go to this side because that's a better looking area. How to make that dish. I'm going to use the shiny hull again with another guide, sphere, and this time I'm just going to paint it by hand again because, because I don't want it to have to redraw all those lines whenever you make the cups or the dishes or the hemispheres, whatever you want to call those. They take a long time to redraw because it's a whole bunch of tiny little lines that spiral around. And with this, it's one unit. These seem to draw faster, and they are just like one piece that you can grab a hold of really easily. All right, so grab that. Of course, that's really big, and I want it to be a different color. So I'm going to go to black and recolor. Yomp. There we go. Of course, it's way too big, so let's drop that guy down, make him a lot smaller. There we go. Oh, there we go. Shut these guys off. That was probably a little intense there. Sorry about that. Let's see. Get you drawn on there. All right. How's that look? It's kind of cool. Kind of ish. Yeah, that's cool. I like it. I like it. I like it. All right, now for the... Oh, no, not quite there. There. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Now for the fun stuff, right? Now we get to do the lightsaber. So here's a bit. Always remember, this is save sketch, save. Oh, I didn't mean to overwrite the last one. That's always a bummer when you do that. All right, so let's try that again. Save new and take a picture of it. Now this is kind of awkward because you have to draw something before you can take a picture of it. And there's always scary because if it crashes, you lose your drawing. But right now is a good time to at least get a autosave working as you're working, so that way you don't lose much of your work. All right, I've played around with tips and I have some ideas on how to make this look as accurate as possible. And I think it goes past just the toon brush, which toon is really neat. I like the pink. I want a pink lightsaber. Let's go with that color. Now, what I'm finding with this guy, I'm going right-handed. He's like, actually, we can do that too. Come on. There you go. All right. Pop it in the middle, and the catch is it draws backwards. But if I make the length that I want by popping this right in the middle, ooh, that's a long sword. About like that. About like that. All right, now just turn that around because it's got the little tip at the end. That's kind of cool. Or I could have just left it in there and just kind of like shoved it into the, maybe that's what I'll do. I kind of like that. That actually looks more accurate. Let's go back to the right-handed. All right, we're going to go in here and just kind of make those merge. Why not? It's kind of neat. That's what it is. That's where it focuses all the, as far as I'm concerned, this is where it focuses all the protons and neutron electrons and all that good stuff that makes lightsabers possible. Boom, right there. Look at that. That's kind of neat looking, but I want to make it glow. So I'm going to go to, I love the diamond brush. You can use it for all kinds of stuff. I'm going to leave it the same color, yeah, maybe a little brighter, I think, because it's so transparent, translucent, transparent. And as long as I still have the straight edge on, I'm going to do the same thing as this one. Just take it, put it right in. I need to make the bubble a little bit bigger so it does show a little bit of a glow. And then I'm going to go all the way up here, the outside. Should be a little bigger. Let's make that a little bigger. All right. Same thing. We'll start with that. I'm going to make it the same size as that dish. There we go. And just a little bit out after the tip. There we go. That's kind of cool. Well, that worked out all right. That's neat. Why not? That's I know it doesn't really look like that in the real one, but whatever, that's neat. All right. Now, lining this up is almost impossible, so I'm going to leave it as is. But here's the beauty of the way I drew this. If I select all of this, oh, what's going on? You can grab it. Let's see. I need a full-size sword. Play with it yourself. Works out good. So now I want to challenge everybody to a duel. I'm curious if anybody else can make a lightsaber and challenge me to it. And then, oh, turn the guides back on so you can see. Okay. Where are we? Oh, I'm outside the guide. How did I do that? We see how buggy this is, but I'm really proud of this. Hopefully you like it too. I'm looking forward to showing everybody some more stuff. And until then, on guard. On guard. Vroom, 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 vroom. I'm Nikolai 3D. Vroom, 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 vroom. Have fun. Vroom, 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 vroom.